We binged every blood-soaked moment and mythic plot twist the Vampire Diaries ever threw our way. From forbidden kisses to dagger-twisting betrayals, these 10 moments shattered hard-fueled shipping wars, left fans reeling, and proved that Mystic Falls is a town where love always comes with a body count. Fact 1. Damon snaps Jeremy's neck. S2E1. The Return. One of the most shocking moments in Vampire Diaries history hits early in Season 2, Episode 1, The Return. Elena rejects Damon's desperate confession of love, and Damon, hurt and furious, snaps Jeremy's neck right in front of her. The room falls silent as Jeremy collapses, and Elena's heartbreak is raw and immediate. But here's the twist. Jeremy doesn't actually die. Of course, how the hell is Jeremy going to die when the guy is literally rocking the Gilbert ring, that magical cheat code against death itself? At this point, Jeremy had vampire blood in his system. Damon's impulsive act could have pushed him straight into transition, but instead, it lands in this terrifying gray zone. So what made Damon do it? Maybe revenge or desperation? A love so twisted it hurt. This wasn't just cruelty for cruelty's sake. This was Damon showing his darkest, reckless side. All dangerous, unpredictable, but still painfully human underneath. Elena's reaction in that moment was pure devastation, and it sets the stage for everything that comes after in their complicated push and pull. Looking back, that one neck snap wasn't just shock value, it was the heartbeat of Damon's arc. A villain who could make us root for him, even while he shattered us. Fact 2. Stefan's cold taunts, S3E6, smells like Teen Spirit. Season 3's Smells Like Teen Spirit gave us an unsettling glimpse of Stefan with his humanity switch turned off. Normally the calm, brooding one, this version of Stefan is stone cold and ruthless. But what made this scene sting so much? Beyond the shocking taunts and the cruel silence, it was the unexpected cold-heartedness toward Elena. On the empty night bleachers, Stefan taunts Elena, looking...
What are you, 5? Get down.
Looking her straight in the eyes and telling her how he feels nothing. No love, no pain, and not even regret. He even catches her as she stumbles, but instead of saving her, it's like he's mocking what they once had. The visual is haunting since Stefan holds Elena not tenderly, but as a stranger. In that moment, the boy who once loved her is completely gone, replaced by something dark and unrecognizable. For fans, this was a brutal turning point. Stefan's cold words didn't just break Elena, they broke us too, because we finally saw just how dangerous and unpredictable he could become. This wasn't just Stefan losing his humanity, it was us watching the safe, gentle hero vanish, leaving behind someone terrifying. And that emptiness hit as hard as any death scene. Fact 3. Elena's goodbye to Damon. Season 3, Episode 22, The Departed. Have you ever had to say goodbye to someone you love while choosing someone else instead? Yes, that's exactly the heartbreak Elena delivers in Season 3's finale, The Departed. In perhaps the show's rawest moments, Elena tells Damon she's choosing Stefan. Her voice cracks, her words tremble, and yet she pushes through. It's not just Damon's heart breaking here, it's hers too. The split-screen phone shot makes it even more painful. Elena and Damon are worlds apart, yet still tied together by that real connection. She's torn between love and loyalty, and the decision slices both of them open. What makes this scene unforgettable is Damon's reaction, because he doesn't have his usual over-the-top Damon reaction, just quiet suffering. His silence screams louder than any words could, and that contrast against Elena's tears makes the moment even heavier. I'm sure you still point to this as a defining Delena scene. Nina Dobrev and Ian Somerhalder pour so much unfiltered chemistry into this goodbye that it feels less like acting and more like real heartbreak caught on camera. It was guilt, sacrifice, and the cruel reality of Mystic Falls love stories, all wrapped into one phone call. Fact 4. Elena drowns and wakes in transition. S3E22, The Departed. The image of Elena slipping beneath Wickery Bridge is the biggest haunting moment the Vampire Diaries ever gave us. The truck sinks, the water closes in, and everything feels final, like the end of Elena as we knew her. But that silence doesn't last. In the hospital, her eyes snap open, and suddenly she's caught in the nightmare of transition. This was a rebirth into something she never wanted to become. Now, did anyone really think Elena's character could stay the same after this? Becoming a vampire meant losing control, rewriting her choices, choosing Damon, and facing the fact that life in Mystic Falls was about to get even darker. The brilliance of the scene lies in its simplicity without big speeches and theatrics, just water, silence, and then the shock of waking up a vampire. Trust me, I still remember the chill of that moment, not just because of what happened, but because of what it set in motion. Elena's transformation shifted the entire series. It was the birth of a new Elena, one who had to fight her new vampire instincts in an attempt to maintain her humanity. Fact 5, Elena turns off her humanity and burns down the Gilbert house. Season 4, Episode 15, Stand By Me. In the previous episode, Silas killed Jeremy, and as we all held our breath for him to come back, we were met with the devastating realization that the Gilbert ring could no longer resurrect him since he had become one of the 5. After this loss, Elena hits rock bottom. Jeremy represented the last of Elena's ties to her humanity. He was everything good and innocent. Unfortunately, for us to see Elena's entire vampire character arc, she had to lose him in this moment. At Damon's insistence, she flips her humanity switch off, while Stefan begs her not to, knowing the consequences. What follows is the darkest event in the series, with emotionless Elena burning down the Gilbert family house, the home filled with memories of Jeremy, Jenna, her parents, and old life. This grief turned into silence. With no emotions to stop her, Elena acts on impulse, erasing the very place that tied her to her humanity. The image of a single match dropping, followed by flames consuming the living room, is as symbolic as it is heart-shattering. It was a moment of such finality, and we all truly felt Elena's pain, who really had lost everything in the course of the show. This was definitely more grief than any person should ever have to experience, so we definitely understood why she flipped her switch. In the background, Damon's decision to push her into this state sparked fierce debate among fans, but it added painful new layers to her story. Despite the heartbreak, the show later reveals Damon rebuilding the house, a hopeful nod to healing after all this damage. Fact 6. Silas, Stefan's doppelganger, and the quarry safe, S4E23 graduation. Few scenes are as chilling as watching Stefan's safe sink into the quarry, bubbles rising as he's trapped inside. It's claustrophobic, cruel, and unforgettable, the kind of nightmare only the Vampire Diaries could pull off. The reveal behind it makes it even darker. Silas, the immortal witch, is Stefan's doppelganger. After stealing his face and identity, Silas locks Stefan away at the bottom of that quarry, forcing him to drown and revive over and over. While Stefan suffered in silence, Silas walked free, deceiving everyone in Mystic Falls. The imagery is haunting. Cold water, silence, and endless drowning. It's literally a twisted statement about power and control rather than any torture. This moment felt truly hopeless as the rest of the characters went on with their lives, oblivious to the real Stefan being missing while Silas impersonated him. Everyone was hooked by the sheer cruelty of this arc. It blurred the line between supernatural horror and personal tragedy, showing how easily trust and identity could be shattered. Though Ketsia eventually rescued Stefan, the scars ran deeper than the water. Fact 7. Bonnie's goodbye and Jeremy racing to the cemetery, S5E22, home. Season 5's finale delivers gut-wrenching heartbreak as Bonnie finally admits to Jeremy that she won't survive the collapse of the other side, the supernatural afterlife realm. Their bond has always been unique, a witch and hunter tied by love and fate, but this moment shatters that with gutting finality. Jeremy's frantic sprint to the cemetery to say goodbye adds urgent tension, His desperation and heartbreak play out against a backdrop of chaos and loss. Meanwhile, Bonnie and Damon share a haunting moment, holding hands as the other side collapses in a blinding whiteout. But what kind of goodbye can you give when you're racing to someone who's already slipping away, knowing they'll never hear the words? To be honest, this scene marks an emotional climax of Season 5, losing more loved ones, facing impossible choices, and the crushing reality that not all goodbyes come with closure. Behind the scenes, fans praised the performances for capturing deep grief and sacrifice. The quiet pain between Bonnie and Damon contrasted with Jeremy's raw urgency, creating one of the series' heaviest, memorable, and tearful farewells. Fact 8. Elena compels away her love for Damon, Season 6, Episode 2, Yellow Ledbetter. Is there anything that feels more devastating than Elena choosing to erase her love for Damon? After losing him to the 1994 prison world and believing he would never come back, Elena begs Alaric to compel away every memory that ties her to him. The process is brutal to watch as Elena recalls her most epic Damon moments, her voice cracking as she tries to pinpoint the exact moment she fell in love with him. Each flashback is tangled with guilt, grief, and longing, as if even her memories are too heavy to hold. This moment showcases Elena's strength, but also her vulnerability. Erasing Damon is an act of self-preservation, yet it underlines the cruelty of supernatural love, so intense, so consuming, but always fragile. Fans were torn watching this scene. Some saw it as a heartbreaking closure, others as an unbearable tragedy. But one thing's certain, it redefined Elena's arc, showing the devastating cost of choosing to forget. Because in Mystic Falls, love isn't just an emotion, it's a force that lingers, even when the memories are gone. Fact 9. Stefan's ultimate sacrifice. S8E16, I was feeling epic. The series finale gave us a trauma punch as Stefan sacrificed himself to save Mystic Falls and give Damon the life he never thought he'd have. In the epic Season 8 finale, I was feeling epic. Stefan's journey comes full circle, balancing all his darkness with one final act of love. All season long, Stefan wrestled with his identity as a Ripper and his desperate search for redemption. When Catherine returns with a plan to burn Mystic Falls to ash with Hellfire, the choice becomes clear that someone has to stop her. At first, Damon insists on being the one to make that sacrifice, but in classic Stefan fashion, he quietly slips in to take Damon's place. He injects Damon with the cure for vampirism, stealing his brother's chance to die a hero, and making sure Damon finally gets the human life he always denied himself. The visual is seared into fans' memories, Stefan dragging Catherine into the flames with him, the dagger striking, Hellfire roaring, and Mystic Falls safe once again. But the pure heartbreak comes in the quiet moments after. In the mystical in-between, Stefan shares a final goodbye with Elena. It's tender, bittersweet, and layered with the weight of everything they'd been through: first loves, heartbreaks, sacrifices, and a love that never truly disappeared. Paul Wesley himself pushed for this ending, believing Stefan needed a redemptive death after years of darkness. And he was right. It gave the character closure, honor, and peace. Stefan's sacrifice was the heart of the finale. Was it painful? Yes. And necessary? Absolutely. It sealed his legacy as the Salvatore who gave everything, for family, for love, and for Mystic Falls. Fact 10. Stefan's final goodbye. S8E16, I was feeling epic. And finally, we come to the ultimate trauma, the farewell that closed the book on Stefan and Elena. In the limbo space between life and death, Stefan reveals he has become human and shares a heartfelt last goodbye with Elena at their old high school. His voice is gentle as he reminds her how much he loves her, even as he prepares to move on. Their final chapters are tender, full of reflection and peace. Stefan whispers something only she can hear before he walks away to join his dear friend Lexi in the afterlife. The line, "I was feeling epic," a callback to happier times, seals a satisfying full-circle moment for Stefan's complex journey. and I know it makes you wonder, how is a man supposed to say goodbye to someone who was his greatest love, his greatest loss, and his biggest what if all at the same time? This scene brought closure to their complicated relationship, balancing love, regret, and hope. It also cemented Stefan's legacy as the selfless brother who sacrificed everything so Damon and Elena could have a chance at happiness. During filming, Paul Wesley's performance was praised for its quiet strength and emotional depth, giving Stefan a fitting send-off in a show filled with darkness and light. The series finale closed a chapter, but left the story alive in fans' hearts, because that final goodbye wasn't just the end of Stefan's story, it was the soul of the Vampire Diaries itself. And that's a wrap of 10 scenes, 1,000 tears, and a lifetime of trauma. So which moment shattered your heart the most? Tell us in the comments. And when you're done crying, check out our other videos.